Hi everyone, and welcome again to Project Delivery Insights. Today, I want to touch on a topic that is not always discussed or brought up during standard project management training, and in many cases is only learnt through mentorship or experience. How many times have you heard, "I can't motivate my team," or "we are not delivering effectively and are not performing as a unit"? Does this sound familiar? Today, let's talk about some principles of engagement in driving and motivating your team to become high-performance individuals. We will talk about some of the principles that I have applied and should be considered. Remember to subscribe to follow our content. Now, picture these two teams. I don't need to say too much as they are both famous and renowned for success. Formula One is a very exciting industry. In 2 seconds, a pit crew can change 4 tires. 4 tires! In the history of rugby, the All Blacks have been seen as a formidable competitor and have won a significant amount of international matches. That gives them a win ratio which eclipses Brazil in football, Australia in cricket, and any other top team in any other major sport you could care to mention. This is the vision of any project team, imbibing a state of cohesiveness and a mindset driven to succeed. In order to build a high-performing team, we need to create a high-performing culture and embed this winning mindset into the heart of the organization. Today, we will talk about some principles such as communication, setting targets and expectations, breaking down walls, empowering your team, embracing diversity in experience, execute, plan, and learn. You will find some basic characteristics of a high-performing team, and they are a consistent approach in delivery, each team member knowing their role, adapting to change, a passion to succeed, accountability for success, a sense of pride and ownership. The first principle for consideration is communication. We all hear the saying, communication is key. We must have effective communication. The thing is, communication is part of our life. Communication is important in our personal relationship with our partners, spouse, children, parents, and friends. So it goes without saying that communication is important in the delivery of any project. However, we sometimes fall short of an effective communication protocol. In fairness, sometimes the lack of communication is needed, especially when there are sensitive matters that are of a legal, contractual, and commercial nature. One key thing to point out is communication is not only about what you are saying or the email you sent out, nor the instruction you have given. You have to also consider listening. And I don't mean this as you have heard what has been said, but do you understand? Have you connected with it? It is a project leader's responsibility to establish a sense of the right way to communicate, and sometimes it can be tricky, especially if you are just starting out. A good starting point is having a communication plan. A good project communication plan sets the standards for how you communicate and the frequency of communication. It provides you a means of engagement at all levels and with all stakeholders to ensure they receive the necessary information. The communication plan itself will drive you to a means of frequent engagement, such as weekly or daily meetings. Think of informal forums to break the formality, like a Coffee Friday, or talk about the vision, the mission, the schedule, and small wins, and any areas of concern. This will naturally allow you to engage with your team. You should look to perform active listening as part of the process. Understand what is put in front of you, evaluate, and respond. Encourage open dialogue with the team. Give them a voice. Strong communication lets you keep a great team motivated and aware. Once you've built up a team, communication helps you retain it by keeping everyone aligned with the vision and understand what's required of them. Now, let's move to the next principle, which looks at targets and expectations. You need to take time out to explain the vision, mission, and targets for the project early. There has to be a clear roadmap to the completion of the project, and why key milestones matter. A high-performing team will have a shared vision. All team members share and support a common vision that the team is working to achieve. Team members are highly focused on objectives. They are emotionally connected to the mission's narrative, so it is important that you make this clear to them. As a project leader, discuss the goals for the project constantly. Let it become a common discussion. Have SMART goals. The team operates under specific deadlines for achieving results. You have to visually present the project roadmap to the team and celebrate all successes. High-performance teams celebrate small victories towards goal achievement. Team members work to build each other up. They care deeply about each other's development and personal growth. Change is expected throughout the journey. Develop a process to adapt to change and stay on course to achieve the mission. The next principle is breaking down walls or barriers for team growth. I think you all know what I am talking about here. That feeling that individuals create barriers, either through lack of experience, a finite mindset, not willing to embrace change, or personal issues that have not been expressed. It's important to create individual effectiveness and collective cohesiveness, and to achieve this, we need to raise these barriers and build new foundations and relationships for the team. It can be a daunting task, especially when you're dealing with different behaviors. Some key founding principles to breaking down walls as a leader are spending face-to-face time with people that we need to know and establish a level of connectivity with them. Acknowledge limitations in the team and ask for help. Develop a team etiquette that promotes communication across the team. Embrace diversity and cultural behaviors. Now we move on to empowering the team. Empowering the team is such a broad statement and, in my view, needs to be navigated appropriately. Everyone has a role to play in the team. There are individuals who are solely there to provide a service based on a scope. If there are improvements and synergies that have been identified by individuals, they should respect the process of change management. However, the team should know that they have the mindset and the mandate to continuously look for opportunities for improvement and streamlining. They need to know they can push their capabilities. As a leader, you need to look at delegation where appropriate to support the growth of team members, and give them the opportunity of seeing the bigger picture. Empowering your team can create better lines of communication and help you be a more approachable leader. Some principles of empowering are: encourage the team to act as individuals, knowing the mission. They should know their roles and the extent of their decision-making authority, as some key decisions are still left up to the project leaders. Trust them based on their experience and competence. Seek their ideas and treat each idea with an open mind. Be open to innovation. Building accountability for their actions, and make sure each member understands the importance of what they do, as well as the consequences of their actions. Now, let's talk about diversification of talent. Look, every team leader wants to have the best players and the best talent. As much as that is a great vision, sometimes this can be a disadvantage. This has been demonstrated in sports over and over again. Let's take basketball. In 2010, the Miami Heat basketball team managed to recruit two of the top players in the NBA, LeBron James and Chris Bosh, to form the Big Three with Dwayne Wade. The Heat was predicted to become a championship powerhouse that year. However, they actually performed worse than they had the year before. Following the loss, Dwayne Wade realized he had to take a different role in the team, and so did Bosh. Whilst we look for talent, it is important that we use the key talent we have to support and mentor the team. We want to turn competition to collaboration. Be the voice of guidance, and technically, yes, get the talent you need, but spread this to don't overload your team with too much talent. A team needs hierarchy. The team needs to know their roles because it provides order. Hierarchy helps achieve this collaboration coordination by suppressing individual desires and synchronizing behavior. A mix of people in different roles and talent. The team needs to know their roles. We need people who are willing to lead and willing to be led. Create an environment that inspires, an environment that sees diverse talent want to do better and has the right leadership context at all levels. Now, let's discuss the principles of executing and how teams develop through the execute phase. So the team has gone through its evolution, forming and storming. Personalities have clashed. We have established roles. We have built confidence in each other and have an open mindset. How do we bring the execution of our plans together? The key thing is planning and testing the plan. High-performing teams take planning and preparations very seriously. Proper planning is key to the successful execution of work. The team will have proper mechanisms and procedures for planning and execution, which they will deploy. They will enlist feedback and participation of all appropriate team members in the planning process. Everyone's voice is heard. Now that the plans have been set and tested, a high-performing team will look to get a sense of how the operation could run by running drills, simulations, trials, and dry runs. This will allow them to see clashes in the work, test their understanding of the procedures, create scenarios of failure, identify slack in the process and recertify, test their personalities and integration, run the play, and test the lines of communication. The whole point of this is to ensure the team identifies its weakness, identifies what works and what doesn't, plug the gaps, and make the necessary changes. Phase the work to establish opportunities for improvement. Basically, execute with continuous monitoring and adaptation to change. The previous principles serve as foundation blocks, leading towards the execution of the work. At this stage, the team will begin to push the boundaries of trust, already established previously. The team understands that trust has a direct impact on productivity, engagement, and profitability, and it is vital that they establish integrity, honesty, and transparency within the group in a bid to succeed. Finally, we can talk about continuous learning and lessons learned. Though this is done through the evaluation of a team, the execute phase will provide vital information the team will use to improve. It's important to document lessons learned along the way. A high-performing team constantly pursues excellence through learning and development. They are never satisfied with the status quo. So, to conclude, building a high-performing team is not easy. It doesn't happen overnight. It takes commitment and an investment in continuous growth and development. High-performing teams have to be nimble and focused, so clear, streamlined communication is essential. Keep everyone on the same page by establishing clear processes and expectations for communication, as well as keeping a perspective on the vision and mission. It is important to drive team performance by investing in your team's growth and development. Identify relevant development opportunities that focus on team needs and priorities, as well as individual goals. Remember, building a high-performing team is not a sprint, it's a marathon. But when you bring together the right mix of skills and experience and nurture these fundamental characteristics of a high-performing team, the payoff will be worth it. The principles highlighted here are not exhaustive and are not limited to this list. However, these serve as a starting point for you to consider. I hope the video is of benefit to you and thank you for your time. Look out for other project management content on this channel as we develop them and subscribe to be notified. Thanks again.